I 33M and my 33F wife are adopting a black child, and we're being told we're wrong for doing so. Background: I am a white male and my wife is a white female. Growing up, my best friend was black. We had known each other for the past 20 years before he passed away. He left behind his son who is 5 years old. My friend and I talked once about me taking care of his son if anything were to happen to him. So I'm here keeping my promise by adopting his son legally. However, I'm facing backlash from my own family and friends. I'm being told that I'm wrong for adopting him, that I won't be able to teach a black child about being black and that he's better off with a black family. How do I deal with this? I refuse to put this kid into foster care. I've known him his entire life and would do anything to make sure he is raised right in his real father's absence. X200B. Edit: I wanted to add that his mother is no longer in the picture, and gave full custody to my friend before he died. I have also kept in contact with his extended family who has given me their blessings to adopt him. Edit: oh my god, thank you for the overwhelming support. You guys are amazing. Sorry I haven't been around. I've been busy working everything out with social workers, attorneys etc. I spoke to my family. I told them essentially that this is happening whether they support it or not. My mother has been the only person to support me, and frankly all I need is her. She's going to be his second grandma. Update on him: he's distraught as expected. I'm beyond sick having to see the burial of a 32-year-old man. But I'm staying strong for his sake. He's currently in the kitchen learning how to make homemade biscotti with my wife. The child is so lucky to have you. Fill your house with love and educate yourself on how to introduce him to his father's memory and culture. Wishing you the best. Top. You are doing the best possible thing you could do for this child. Not exactly versed in foster care, but I can imagine it's not pleasant. He is going to be cared for and loved by someone he knows. As you've said, his family has given their blessing and I'm sure you will keep in contact with them. Do not listen to people saying you're wrong. What you are doing is beyond amazing. Kid is gonna be loved deeply by you guys. Family will come around, and things have a way of working themselves out. Bullying as he ages, he might not ask the easiest questions. Racism from other kids could cause him to be angry at his situation. It might not happen, but it could. I think he will know what it feels like to be loved no matter what. And that's a win in my book. Tell them to shut the hell up. You can say it nicer than that, but if their alternative is to put a 5-year-old into foster care, a child you personally know and had a conversation with the parent about taking on, they need to STF you because they are not reasonable and may be using excuses to hide their racism. I would not entertain their thoughts. I would not reason with them. You've restored some faith in humanity. For real. Nothing wrong with what you're doing. I'm sure your friend would hate for his kid to end up in the turbulent foster system. You are not wrong for doing so. The only advice I have on offer is, carry ID for yourself and the kid. I have read horror stories on Reddit about Karens deciding to make a scene that you've kidnapped a child, you pedo, since obviously you are lying about being the father. The IDs disarm the potential police encounter and increase the chance of the true villain getting charged or ticketed. Edit: and a beautiful family photo on your home screen, Dad. You may not know Black, but you knew his daddy, and that bond is a bond no other man stepping up to raise him will have. Find a black barbershop, tell them your story, and I will bet all my whiteness that they will step up and make sure those needed bases are covered. Honor your friend by being a father to his son like he wanted. Your family and friends can get fucked. Adopt the kid. Give him the best. Screw everybody else. Speaking as a black man, from my own perspective, I see nothing wrong with what you are doing. As long as you respect history, black history is history, period. The only time adoption leaves a bitter taste in most people's mouths is when it comes off as some type of savior complex. Even still, a mouth fed is a mouth fed. Do right by your friend. The child is more likely to go through severe trauma in foster care. First off, a child needs a loving home, and it seems to me like you can provide that. Secondly, while the child is learning about his black heritage, it's an opportunity for you to learn about it, too. That's something you can do. A family X. Coming from someone from that community who didn't have loving parents, if you can provide that, then fuck anyone who says you shouldn't do it. My only advice is be careful about having your family around him. Seems they have a problem with a black person being a part of their family, and this is where microaggressions and little digs can come in. Chiming in as a black woman to agree that there are special challenges to transracial adoption in the US. There is nothing inherently wrong with you adopting this child. Your best friend asked you to take care of their son and you agreed. Keep your word and just be prepared to educate him about black culture and respect that he will have some experiences and needs that are foreign to you. No parent is perfect, but loving parents are all a child needs. How many kids have they adopted? Chances are they haven't. Enjoy your new family member. If you need help on specific issues concerning race, black Reddit pages are in here, or ask Reddit in general. There is so much to learn. Have fun. Being adopted by a family friend is much better than foster care. The children most in need of being fostered or adopted are black boys. Your friends sound ignorant. He can and will have loving and positive black role models in his life that aren't his father. As a parent, you can forge relationships with others that help the child. Start with this one: a therapist for him. If you're in the USA, make sure you involve yourself with black communities so your son knows his people. Raised fist. Make sure to learn about how to take care of afro hair and skin. It will make a big difference. And you are very kind for adopting your friend's child. He's better off with a family who loves him. My son is mixed, dad never wanted to be in the picture. And yay, it's not easy being the only black person. My son has struggled with finding his place, but he is loved. They think foster care is better than being adopted by a loving family? Tell them to STFU. What a kid needs most is a home and adults that will prioritize their well-being. You are also honoring his father's wishes by taking him in, and that's what matters. You couldn't be more in the right, Lamau. If you just woke up one day and were like, I want one of them little Negro boys, then yes, you'd be wrong. But you're connected to this child and their family. The fact that they're black is not really even all that relevant, except for the unhealthy, hateful views being put on your decision. It seems to me you'd adopt this child regardless of their accidental properties, and instead you're just doing right by the child of someone you cared for. Damn up, I'm really sorry your friends and family are horrible, rotten people. At least now you know who you can and can't trust. I think this is definitely different to other situations where people are criticized for adopting a child of a different race. You still have connections to his extended family, so while you'll still have a lot to learn, the usual transracial adoption issues won't be as extreme as long as you really encourage their bond. I don't see what your family and friends are complaining about. What does race have to do with anything? Well, you now know which people you should stop listening to. Period. A loving home beats the foster system, and the foster parents could also be white. You're living up to the wishes of your departed friend. My condolences on your loss. There will be books or locals who can help introduce the child to their father's memories and heritage. Help from a counselor would be good too, because at 5 there are already memories of dad, and there will be comments about your difference in skin color. Edit to add: find a black hair specialist and educate yourself on maintaining his hair, because it's going to be different from your routine. I can understand the broader conversation of the whole white savior thing. But this is absolutely not that boy is already your family. The two major things I would consider are these. 1. How does your wife feel about the kid? 2. How does the kid feel about you and your wife? If they are good, I would tell everyone else to deal with it or leave my life. You and your wife are very good people.